three idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runs sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened this week.
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson of USD.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.
Good evening, Coyote fans. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you all. Welcome. Season 2, Episode 18 of the Howling Podcast. We're mic'd up, nerded out, ready for chaos. We believe Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Gingerbread cookies are overrated. And guess what? The show's not going anywhere. We're running it back for another year. Guys are all here. Chad, Mark, yours truly, USD women's basketball assistant coach. Devin Eighmey joins us as a friend of the show. Twice he's been on now. So, Coach Eighmey, we look forward to chatting with him in just a couple minutes. We'll recap the week that was in Coyote Athletics and then look ahead to a pretty quiet week with the holidays. So we'll take a look. Closing out the episode, as always, with iChart of the Week and our Dairy Queen Player of the Week. Business first, as always, quick disclaimer. The opinions on this show, especially during iChart of the Week, are Mark, Chad's, and myself. They do not represent USD or USD Athletics. Social channels, you can find us on X. Welcome those joining on X. If you do not follow us, at HowlWithUs3. You can follow myself at JD6OP5, Mark at WDiamond605, and Chad at Chad Berger, BIRGER, at Chad Berger. On Facebook, welcome in. If you don't follow us on Facebook, just search The Howling Podcast. Please like or follow the page. On YouTube, special thanks to those joining on YouTube. Whether it's a question for us or a question for Coach, feel free to comment on the YouTube channel link or Facebook or X if you want to tweet at us too. But if you don't follow us on YouTube at The Howling Podcast, please smash that subscribe button. And then finally, we are on Instagram. For those that are on the gram, just search the_howling_podcast. And that's all we're on social. We do not have a TikTok yet. So before we get going, though, a special announcement, from our friends at 19 Brewing Company in Vermilion.
Looking for a place where good beer meets better company? Welcome to 19 Brewing Company, Vermilion's first craft brewery and home to Coyote Legacy Blonde Ale. Brought to you by 2 USD alumni, Coyote Legacy isn't just any beer. It's a chance to give back to student scholarships while enjoying a refreshing blonde ale. With 12 rotating taps, a flavor-it-yourself seltzer, and homemade root beer, we have something for every Coyote fan. 19 Brewing Company. Good beer, better company.
Welcome in, Chad and Mark. Hey, guys.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. How are we doing?
Guys,
we're running it back.
I was gonna say it's been a fun week, but I haven't seen you guys this week. I need to.
No,
we needed to get together soon here.
Yeah,
what sounds good? A legacy beer from 19 Brewing Company.
Some basketball, a little legacy.
Basketball.
Let's go.
Soon, very soon. Get through the holidays.
Well, what happened this past week, Mark?
This past week, women's basketball was out in someplace warm. We asked for a spot on the plane or the bus. We didn't get it. Maybe we can discuss that with our guest coming up here shortly. They dropped a tough one to Pepperdine, a close one throughout that game. Pepperdine pulled away late for a 73-65 victory for them. We followed it up the following night with a win over UTRG ESPN FBI 71-44. Men's basketball, a couple games, defeated a really tough Dakota State team 80-71. And we're down in the Little Apple down in Kansas State and lost 106-76. We'll get into that later.
Jordan, before we bring our guest on, do you know what UTRGV stands for?
I am going to go out on a limb here and go University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley.
There you go. All right. There you crushed it.
Nailed it.
Well, we got a second-time friend of the show coming on tonight. One of our favorites from season 1 appeared on episode 20, January 19th of 2025. did such an awesome job. We've been trying to get him back. Had to go through several agents and booking spots and everything else, but we were able to secure friend of the show, Coach Devin Eighmey. Welcome back, Coach. Good to have you back.
Coach.
How are you guys? Glad to be back.
I really love that picture of at Summit League tournament. We're ordering not one round but two. That's pretty epic. So
Oh, yeah, right.
You know what's
is that-
crazy
yeah.
is how we didn't get a picture when we all sat by each other at the football game.
yeah, we didn't do that.
Oh yeah. We had that was a fun day. You guys took I think they took in all of South Dakota. That was a pretty fun day. So we only had one that day on campus. So for special visitors. So it was fun.
Well, Coach, last time we had you on, we had asked, how are you settling into Vermilion? You've had a whole nother year here, yet you still feel like you're rarely ever at home. You guys are always on the go. How have you and Carrie been acclimating to Vermilion over the past, year and a half or so?
I mean, we love it. I mean, this was our dream job when Carrie got it last year, and everybody kind of knows the background of how much we've always wanted this job. And so, we're probably not out and about downtown as much as, probably people in the past, but, we love it here. The community's unbelievable, fan support, just the people we get to work with every day. I'm going to give him a shout out right away. Obviously our athletic director, John Schemmel is the best that we've, been able to come across, and, he's a stud, lets us do our job, and gives us the resources, and super supportive. I mean, he was at every single, every time we played last year, he was checking on us because obviously he knew the situation as much as everybody, and so just starting with him, and just, you guys, the community here, it's a special place, and it's, I think you guys have already had, you had her on with, Angie, and, she's from San Diego, which how do you, get a kid from, we just came from out there. I'm like, oh, smokes, it's pretty nice. But how do you get a kid to come from San Diego that was at Denver, to, say, hey, I'm going to take a chance on, a program that needed some help. She's really obviously with the other new kids. We obviously have a brand new team. But it's you guys. I mean, she talks about it all the time. I mean, I think this place has just grown on her, and our other transfers as well. I mean, I use Patience as an example. We had her down, she was down in Florida and Georgia in the sunshine, and we convinced her to come back to the Midwest. So, at least obviously just you can go down the list. All of them have been at pretty good locations, but it comes down to people. And so we're adjusting well. We're busy. I mean, I tell people all the time, it never shuts off. I think that's the difference in levels. I also think it's the difference when I've been thinking about this for a while. This program needed some total love and care. There were some things that needed to shift quickly. We had to do what we had to do in the spring, and obviously we have a great 26 class. We're really excited about coming in, and we're hammering down the future kids as well. So, it just, you take a day off, it feels like a week, but if it's something we love, and we have an unbelievable, Carrie has an unbelievable staff, and, she's allowed me to come back for my 10th year with her. And I want to give a shout out to Coach Fess. He's been unbelievable addition. His just knowledge, professionalism, I call him the OG. He's won a ton of basketball games as a head coach, was an unbelievably successful head coach in a league that we have a lot of respect for in the NSIC. Bringing him on, and then, Dalton and Carrie's relationship's been, for, a long term. He's a student assistant for Carrie, and when we were at Kearney, and he's been a great addition, and he's done an unbelievable job, and it was kind of fun for him to go to K-State and do what we did earlier in the year, and he was a big part of that. And he's been money. I call him B Money, but he's been unbelievable. And then Bailey and then Lex, Carrie's graduate assistant, has been just an outstanding addition. Just fresh ideas. And obviously she played for the legend Don, so just want to get that out there before we get rolling and things. It's been fun so far, and through first semester and kind of healing up a little bit as you guys have followed along. We've had a couple injuries. We don't complain about it. Just is what it is. But Jenna being out and Katie being out hasn't helped the rotations. And we'll talk about that even with the recap last week. I think those two would have obviously helped a ton at Pepperdine with their length and their size. And they did a really good job in the portal. There's a lot of money on that roster. A little bit different than, I mean, there's a lot of money going into the kids they got, but they've done a heck of a job in flipping that thing. And, they had NDSU on the wire and had a sideline out of bounds, up one, turned it over, and NDSU, I think, ended up, can't remember enough scoring that play the next one, but that was back and forth. So those two would have been a big help in that. And, just got to get healed up. And it was great to kind of end on, a high note in the, with the Rio Grande Valley game. So long-winded there with that answer, but yeah.
It was great. It was great. Coach, you touched on it a little bit there. I do want to ask you about, you're probably tired of talking about the offseason and the number of bodies that needed to come to fill in spots. But I am curious about the first couple phone calls you made to recruits and when they asked about the team and you could only list Olivia and Coral, what those conversations are like. I'm just kind of curious. That had to be unique.
So I think people forget, and you guys don't. I think you guys did a lot of research. We went to Idaho in May, and we left a well-established Division II power. I mean, we had a squad there. I mean, they won 101 games in 4 years. We had our point guard coming back. We had a lot of pieces. We had an unbelievable class coming in. We had 24s that were already committed. We had 25s and 26s we were on. So we go out to Idaho, right? And this is May of that, whatever year that was. And there's 6 kids in the roster. And I remember walking in the locker room and I said, Carrie, 2 of these kids have played. That's it. Right. And one of the kids wasn't even there. She had flown home and we had to convince her to come back. Right. So I take everybody back. Me and Carrie are living in the dorms at Idaho. Right. Carrie looks over and I look over at her. I said, do you think you'd be doing this at 40? Here we go. And we were able to convince our point guard, she really wanted to play for Carrie. She, had an unbelievable experience. And then we were able to get, 3 kids out of the portal late. We got really lucky with Hope Otero. And I bring these kids up because this all correlates to all this. And so we end up having her, Kennedy Johnson, Emily Langer, and we end up winning 15 games. And Hope went out halfway through the year, and she was probably the best center in the league. So fast forward, right? We go to the next year, and then we have to get in the portal because you obviously are fixing a program. So then we take this job in May. And so I think that helped us and prepared us for the spring. So when you talk about the phone calls, the history of the program speaks for itself. And we won 11 games last year. I mean, we were the worst offensive rebounding team in the country. We struggled to defend the things that, we wanted to accomplish. We weren't probably capable of. And so it was hard. Year ones are hard. They just are. And it wasn't like we walked into, and I'm very open about this to anybody who asked me, we walked into an open clip where there was 4 all-conference leagues kids sitting on here. There were some kids that had left that would have been tremendous help. I mean, I use Walker Deemer, or DeMars as an example. I mean, we recruited her at Idaho. She was gone. That's a starting post. And Natalie hits the portal, goes to TCU, right? I mean, and so going in the portal this spring, I mean, we were just brutally honest, and we recruited some of the kids. I mean, Alex, obviously we had a previous relationship. Molly, I watched a ton. I always thought she was a Division I kid when she went to Truman. Very fortunate. She, you don't know who's going to be in there. Katie, we recruited out of high school a little bit. And then Jenna, I knew about. Jenna was actually joking with me. We've been Facebook friends for a long time, and she committed to school up north a long time ago. And so that's where it kind of started. And then, Angie, and Elise actually had a connection. Her high school coach is one of, he's a really good friend with the former coach at Kearney we worked with. And there's just connections. I mean, we reached out to a lot of kids. I mean, it was a lot of work. Obviously we had some staff changes going on. It was a gauntlet. I mean, and it ain't like we're loaded with a bunch of cash here either. I mean, if you got money, you can pay and get kids. We don't have that. That's just the mid-major level. And so, I think we were fortunate some of the kids bought into, okay, this is going to be fun. We'd had the experience that helped us. We were able to hit on that a little bit. We flipped it at Idaho. People, I think I mentioned you guys maybe on the last one, the Idaho team, which that staff is some of my best friends. I think they won 18 games, and we were part of that together, right? And we always think it's a total team effort when you're doing that. And so that just helped us, I think, to ease it a little bit. And I'm a very honest, person. I mean, we had a kid on campus early, and I think it would have helped if we would have had, one or two other kids on the roster, but we also got outbid. I heard what she went for, and I was like, we don't have that. So I won't mention the school, but there's money out there, and anybody doesn't believe that, I can give you numbers with it. Even in the Valley, right, teams that we compete against, I've heard some numbers that people are rating on. And so I don't know. It was, nerve-wracking a little bit, but it's like we'd been there. The program needed it. I mean, you guys had watched. I mean, I was just looking at a stat because we talked about rebounding, right? I mean, we are at our rebounding offensive total right now, 13 games in. So, I mean, what were we supposed to do? And I told someone, like, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to continue down the same path? I mean, people wanted us to fix this. And, I mean, I won't mention names, and I had boosters come up and said, this thing needs to be fixed. I'm like, we know. We were hired to do that. So I love all the kids. And I'm always proponent of players. And, I'm glad everybody kind of, we help kids find spots as well. I mean, it wasn't, that's just the nature of it now. I mean, Chad, Mark, and Jordan, they were not, it's different than it was 3 years ago. I don't love it. I mean, we got Kearney, we had 5 fifth-year kids. I mean, now you're worried if you recruit somebody too good, it's like, okay, who's buying them? Which is a total different thing that we can get in on the NCAA and how it needs to be ran better. But that's, what are we doing this for? You're doing it to help kids. So, and we want to win along the way, because that's why you guys, come to games and you want to see a good product. And so, but you guys help it. I mean, this place is easy to sell. People joke about how small Vermilion is, but it draws you in. It's something about it. And we're on the West Coast, Cali, and he's lived out there for a long time. And the weather's unbelievable, right? It's great. But you're on LAX, you're on the 405, which I felt very accomplished driving in that a little bit because we had to take a rental. It's just like I miss the Midwest. I joke about the snow and all those things, but there's something just to be said about Vermilion and South Dakota, and it's the people. You're close enough to Sioux Falls, you're close enough to Sioux City, and I don't know many programs. I mean, you guys watched, I know you probably watched the first game on TV. It's like we had more fans there in Malibu, California. It's great that you got the ocean, but I mean, I've seen our crowds at the Air Force game, even our home game against Valpo. And I think you guys had us locked in. We've always loved this program, and we went to the Summit League tournament, and the support we had for everybody. I mean, even the year we had last year one of kind of fixing some things, it was like we walked into there, and I remember Carrie saying, okay, this is different. I mean, this is different than anywhere we've been. And people love this program, and that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to get it back to where it belongs, and we're working extremely hard to do that. And we had to do what we had to do in the spring, and it wasn't fun. There was a couple times I called a couple of people. I'm like, it's a lot harder than because 2 years ago there wasn't money, right? So then you're having these conversations. I remember one kid, and I won't use her name. She was like, Coach, what do you got? What do you mean? She's like, this is what I need. I'm like, oh, okay. And so, but our kids, the kids we had, they're fun to be around. They're the right makeup. I don't like how, people, sometimes say, okay, we have transfers. I mean, you just try to find good kids. And, I think in college basketball now, you probably got to be a little bit older, and you got to kind of have some balance. That's what we're trying to do. I mean, we're recruiting high school kids as well. So I think we're in a better spot. Obviously you guys have been to some games. I mean, we've had a couple close ones, and it was good to kind of end on a high note. And I gave our kids a hard time at the start of the year when you guys were all pumping them up. We had a couple game winners, and I think the saying around the program was you're 2 possessions away from being 500. So then I flipped it the other day. I was like, okay, if you go to Wyoming, Eastern, and Bradley, you're 3 possessions away from being, even a better record. So, we're greedy. We want to win. Pepperdine, I just don't. I think it was you were there, but you just couldn't hit enough shots. It's kind of funny how it's like, well, we could be 3 possessions away from being 3 more wins. So, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, oh, I gave you guys a hard time at the start of the year, the kids, because we'd be K-State. I was like, okay, so, but we're in a good spot right now, and everybody's home. Seems like they're enjoying themselves. It's told them I missed them, which is, we're only one day out. I was like, I kind of missed you guys yesterday. And they're fun. I mean, they are what they are. Like, they are who they say they are. I will tell you guys that. Like, Angie, the seniors are unbelievable. They're all different. They all have different personalities, but they want to win, and they care about the program, even though they've only been in it for a short time. PJ, he's been to a lot of practices, and he's like, "Are they always like this?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." And they give you a hard time too. If they like you, I think that's a good thing when they're giving us a hard time. I think that means they like us. So, but they've been unbelievable. They've been unbelievable for our freshmen. And on our other transfers, obviously we have quite a few juniors. It's been great in the transition and been fun to watch.
Coach, I'm going to show a quick clip from when Carrie was on the show here. Geez, what was that, 2 months ago already? And we'll just give you a chance to react to this one.
Defending and rebounding are a must.
So defending and rebounding, you mentioned rebounding, how you guys are rebounding so much better this season than you were last season. You've had several games where total rebounds have been a higher total than the opponent's score has been. Are those things that you work on in practice, or how do you get the young ladies to buy into defending and rebounding?
Well, you recruited, first of all. I mean, it's a talent game. You got to have talent. Like I tell kids all the time, and this is my favorite saying is, when someone says, well, they're a good kid, I say, well, we need good kids, but that's not the question I ask. They can they play? Can they move? Can they think? And I think when you recruit kids like Elise, she rebounds at an unbelievable rate. We watched that on film. Again, when you can go watch kids, and see it in a college setting. I will say this in evaluating kids, I do think rebounding, I heard this from a great friend of mine, rebounding is the one skill set that really translates to every level, whether you're in middle school, high school, college, pros. If you can rebound, you can rebound. And I would agree with that over the kids that we've had over the course of, our career together, Carrie and I, but even kids that I coach on the men's side. So you recruit kids that obviously can do that at a high level, and then the defending thing, it's something we work on. Obviously defense is, a lot different. We move a lot better. We have some containment things that we can do a lot better than we could last year, just because athletically, we got kids that can move their feet. In an area that we're trying to improve. I know you guys are, you guys are statistical guys. We know we fouled quite a bit in a couple of those games, which hurt us. And I'm not going to get into whether I agree with them or not on the eye charts. I just watched the game a little bit ago, and I said, "Woo, that was tough." What I just watched, that was a tough goal. So we try to be a program also of no excuses. If it's game, we got to figure out how the game's being called and play it to that way, and then follow the scout, and then sometimes you got to go make basketball plays, and they did that the other day. I think I'll give a shout out here, and I'm not a big guy that does this all the time, but Alex Flattery was unbelievable the other night. Against the guard there from Rio Grande. I mean, that kid had been tearing it up. You watch the film, and she's doing stuff. And Lane's an unbelievable coach. He was in the MIAA for a number of years. It was him, Jory, and Carrie was just starting out. So, there was they had established programs. Pori was number one in the country, and Jory was there. And then Lane went to Elite Eights. They were number one. He was putting her in spots. It was like, okay, he's going to put us on some islands. And Alex did an unbelievable job. And then Molly had a great game. It was great to see her kind of break out and get into a rhythm. And, and I don't know if the night before there was a little bit of that. I always argue if playing the game before helps you the next game, right? Because you're in rhythm a little bit. We had, that'd been our first game. I don't know. But it was great to see. And they were just a lot longer. So, those two, Alex in particular defensively. So, yeah, we emphasize it. We knew it was an issue last year. I heard everybody sins, and we know. We couldn't transition quick enough. And for you guys that don't believe me or anybody's listening, I had somebody in our league tell us if you guys would have crashed, you would have got scored on every single time. So we just you couldn't convert within the first three steps the way we would have liked to. And so, something we tried to really hammer in the portal. And even with the high school recruiting, I can talk about them now because they're committed, but I watch Rowan, and Rowan runs like a deer. She moves unbelievably, well. She gets, triple teamed at the level she's at in Iowa. And then, Natalie actually played against one of our former players her first game, and kid text was like, "Oh my gosh, this kid operates at the mid range, can rebound it, can post." They have great size and length. And Tucker's got a college body right now, and then Carlo's just a versatile 6-foot guard. You're longer at positions that that we've been longer at in the past, and so we try to answer it in recruiting to kind of answer that question, Chad, is like we want to try to recruit kids like that. You still need scoring, but you're trying to look at those other things that contribute to winning.
Coach, I want to ask you about your analysis of the season so far. So going back to the Pepperdine game, the night before they got to play North Dakota State. We're getting close to conference season. From a fan's perspective, I think it's the XDSUs and USD. It's kind of like that top tier right now. For folks that they're paying attention. Non-con's a little different. Once we get into conference play, people really start to pay attention. So what are strengths of the team so far? What are you guys, really trying to work on? What did you see with Pepperdine that you really liked, when you were watching the film of NDSU playing them too, and how you maybe match up? Just kind of give us
I like a couple of their kids, but then I found out dollar amounts, and then I go, okay, we're out of that game. They're a lot longer. They have some good players. NDSU's well coached. In the league, we have so much respect for. I even start with all the schools in the league. I want to start there. There's a lot of good coaches. There's a lot of good coaches at this level, as there is every level. I think we have a unique perspective on that because we've been pretty much every level. And so you watch, NDSU's big, physical. Obviously, they have, 2 transfers. Obviously, Molly's back from last year, Lynn's, and then the kid from North Dakota, she's really good, the point guard. And then, obviously have, player of the year type candidate with, Brooklyn Meyer early here, if you're looking at numbers and stuff like that. Avery's an unbelievable player. And then they have a freshman that actually came in the semester last year from Iowa, Carrington, another 6'2" kid. Just they get longer when they play the 4-5. And they're just well coached. I would say Oral Roberts watching on film. I still support our friends at Idaho and have watched them. They've had some big wins. They won at North Texas the other night on 2 free throws. North Dakota, they beat Wyoming up them on film when you watch them. St. Thomas had a nice little run. They were on a 6-game winning streak, maybe. Lost today to UNI, but they've been playing well. I watched UNO earlier in the year, trying to control it in the half court, and she's going to build a really good program there. She's, obviously did a great job down at UTSA. In Denver, had a big win against Cal Bapt yesterday with, they got a sophomore guard, Corinne Watts, that's playing well. And then UMKC obviously has the Bennett twins back, and they're outstanding. And they've had a lot of Power 4 games, and they've had some really good mid-major games. So that'll be a real test when we go down there on the 3rd in that environment, just on the road to open conference. And so when people say, hey, this or that, I mean, you got to be healthy, got to be, playing in a rhythm. I mean, you know how it is. Last year people forget Omaha Hall had the 2 guards, but they were out for a 10-game stretch, like where they weren't playing together. And I was telling people, like, we caught them when, Ja was back, and I was like, we're in trouble. We can't stop our Grace Cave. And so, every game's tough. Everybody's going to scout well. And UMKC will have obviously the Bennett twins, and they got a transfer actually from Tex Rio Grande Valley at point guard that's pretty good. And then their post is back, who hurt us last year. And then Oral Roberts, I'm telling you, they've had some really good games, really good road wins. They won at Idaho as well, North Texas. And so, they obviously have a really good Division II transfer. We tried to get on actually close to home, and I think there was a little bit of money involved. So she's pretty good. And then they obviously have the 6th man of the year back last year, and so they obviously are still running some similar stuff, but different in a way. And so they won at North Texas, which isn't easy to do. So, we'll have to be ready. And I think that's the 2nd week. So I feel like we don't play forever because we have that bye, opening week, that Thursday. So I have a decent gauge. We have so much respect for the league. I mean, I just, it's a matchup game in basketball. And so, you're looking at the teams and you're trying to figure out, okay, what can we do here or there? And you're asking us about our team. I think we have, I think healthy. I mean, we're probably as deep as anybody, especially at our core at each position. You know, we have some versatile kids. Angie's obviously, you know, been outstanding. But our freshmen, you know, Tori's been great. Bart's had some really big moments. You know, so it's great to see kind of those young bright spots. You know, and then, you know, Jenna brings a mentality to you that I think was needed, just a winner, been a part of good programs. And so, but, you know, I think, you know, coming back from break, it's full go, right? You got one warm up game, and then which I like, kind of gets us back in the flow, and then we're full throttle. You know, we got a 16 game stretch where we'll have to play well. You know, we'll be the second phase, right? We always talk about that. This will be where our tournament seeding gets, and then at the tournament, who can win? You know, who can win this? Who can survive in advance, right? Because it's one bid league. I mean, that's just. I mean, I don't know if that's a popular thing to say either. I just think that there's a big gap, the big gap of money now too. So I won't tell you what a mid-major coach told me yesterday. I was like laughing. It's like, you know, I was like, oh yeah, there's a huge gap now. So. But that
the
makes
walleye
it fun.
baskets at Bunions have to hold some weight, though, right?
Yeah, I think it's kind of fun. I mean, I don't know. That what makes South Dakota. I think the program it's been. You know, there's been a lot of tough kids here. There's been a lot of, you know, kids that kind of embrace, you know, what South Dakota's about, and you know, our university. And so we look for kids like that. I'm like, I tell people all the time, like, if you play hard and you compete and you get after it, this fan base will love you like it's your own child. You're like a child of theirs. And I mean, people will take care of you here. And I actually ran into someone the other day talking about the legend, you know, Grace, which was, you know, I gave her the birthday text. You know, she hit Carrie and I back, and, you know, forever thankful for her, just a legend. And it was like, Grace stayed in what you guys have given to her, just from, this is always home for her. I think she's just a testament. You can go down the list of a lot of the players that have played here, but someone was bragging to me. It's like, you know, it's like her and some other mid-major kids. It's like, it's South Dakota. There's a reason she stayed, and that's a credit to you guys and all the supporters that have been within the program.
Wait till you see next week's show, Coach.
That's right.
Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Right. Quick comment first, Coach. The kids you have recruited, I think you're 100% right. You mentioned Alex earlier, Molly, you up and down the list, Patience, Elise. They play hard and they play smart. Like they just have a lot of basketball smarts. So that's just a comment from some guy that doesn't know what's going on. I did want to ask you about, we had Coach Carrie on. We don't have a clip of this, but she told a great story last season about a technical foul she got early in her coaching days when she was a little more fiery, her own admission. But she did pick up one at Bradley. Don't get in trouble, but can you tell us what led to that?
Oh, I mean, I almost got one. I said some things that probably shouldn't be repeated. And then I think I actually realized after, you know, that it's like, you get emotional, right? And then I think sometimes it was needed. You know, I'm not going to get into all that because I have a lot of respect for the people that do choose that career. I mean, one of my best friends does it, and it's extremely hard. You know, and there were some choice words said. I thought we were, you know, we did foul early. I did think that, but there was a couple that were, you know, very, very questionable. One in particular wasn't even anybody within the vicinity of the foul. And it was like, okay, now we're making stuff up, which is not, we're going to fight for our team. We're going to fight for our program. I think everybody knows that. So there are some choice words. And then I think there were some, you know, choice words about what I said to one of them. And, you know, I just looked, I was like, you know, whatever it is, what it is. I mean, it helps when you make layups and make shots. I always say that too. So we missed a couple bunnies around the basket. And they're good. They're much improved. I mean, it's not Bradley of the past. I got a text, and I won't say, from one of the parents of one of their kids, like, told you my kid could play. I'm like, geez, I don't remember. I was like, we recruited a lot of kids the last couple of years. And so she's done a heck of a job. You know, and I honestly think if they're not fully healthy either. They have their starting four out. And then they have a post player that's in and out. And then one of their best freshmen is coming back from an injury. They'd have a chance to compete for the Valley fully healthy. And I'm not certain they can't do it anyway. They've done a nice job there. They have obviously the guard from Old Dominion, who's back as a senior, and the freshman's unbelievable. And you know, it's back and forth. And so, yeah, I would say that was one of the comments I think even Kerry made. Is like, it's my second tech in 14 years. There was a reason. So, but you know, I don't know. And we just try to not be emotional, because then I think sometimes your kids, because we don't like that. I think you guys know that about us. We're not. It's humans, right? And I think sometimes you know, we have pressure, right? We expect to win. You guys expect us to win. Everybody knows that. And so when something's maybe not called the way you feel like it should be called, and I tell people all the time, we watch more film than anybody. So you ain't tricking us. I mean, and I'm, you know, the rules are the rules. And so if you want to get into technical, you know, 12.7, whatever, we can get into all that as well. But just play better. That's what I always say. Find a way to play better. And usually it solves this problem. So
you mentioned it was kind of a needed technical. I think I said the same thing a week ago today on the show. So
I'm not saying we didn't foul. I'm not saying we didn't foul. And I understand, you know, people say, well, you guys were, you know, they were driving it, and I get all that. I get more upset, and this is just me as a, you know, coach. I was like this as a player. Don't make stuff up. I mean, that's how I am. There needs to be accountability too. I'm a big accountability person. You know, if we're going to be accountability for running the program and putting people in the right spots, same thing needs to be there, right? There's a professional about everything that everybody should do. And I think that starts with everything. And so our kids were fired up. We had a chance, you know, and I thought we were going to pull off some magic again. And their point guard, who's actually the men's coach's daughter, she's outstanding. She's been a great addition for them. I forgot to mention her. I always think good players you got to mention, but she's kind of like knows what to do and puts them in the right spot. And so, you know, and I thought we had fair whistle pepper. I mean, it's like play better, you know, so let's make shots. That helps as well.
Hey, Coach, last one from me, kind of a fun one. According to the schedule, there is no game on February 14th. It's a holiday. It's a specific holiday called Valentine's Day. Yeah. What's the plan? What's the plan?
Well, if we got any special if we have any special younger recruits, you know, listening, you know, I don't know if there's an NCAA thing, but you know, we take commitments on those days. So, I mean, depends. I have not looked that far ahead. You know, I mean,
2 months. 2 months. You know,
hey man, I'm just trying to stay in the moment, man. I've got stuff written down on my paper of what we need to get done before we leave for tomorrow. You know, and so, you know, I'll do something. I usually do something for the team. I've done stuff for the girls where, you know, you get them something. I don't know. It's just one of those holidays where you want people to feel loved, and you know, and so I didn't whip out the suit this year, the Santa Claus thing. So I was a little disappointed in that. I've had a lot going on. So I've done Buddy the Elf before. You guys, you know, I'm a costume guy. I told Carrie even during Halloween, it's like, you know, you know, we're a lot more busy. We're a lot busier at this level, but I got a secret costume. I don't know if I'll bust it out here, but it'd be funny for all of you. I'm a movie guy. I love watching. This is kind of weird. I love watching AMC in the background when I'm cutting film. If I'm on the phone with a recruit, so I love movies. I don't know. Just takes you into.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie, Coach? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yeah, Die Hard for sure.
Good.
Yes.
Good. You're welcome back.
You guys don't agree with that? Okay, let me ask you, what's your favorite Christmas movie? I think Die Hard's unbelievable. I think,
they wouldn't have been at Nakatomi Plaza if it wouldn't have been Christmas. I mean, it's a Christmas.
All right, you guys are going to think this is funny. When we were down at Oral Roberts last year, we were staying at a hotel, and we were ate a dinner at a place that looked exactly like that. I thought we were stuck in the movie. I was like, is he popping out? Are we going to get into it? I swear, I was like, it reminded me of I should have sent it to you. You guys would have thought that was pretty funny. So, but yeah, we'll watch some. I've already watched one of the Home Alones. I'll get the second one in. That's a classic. You know, and then right now, you know, I got games on in the background. We'll do that. See if, you know, pick up something, or like I watched games today in our league. So, I'm hoping you guys, you know, you guys watch movies? You guys get into the Christmas stuff?
Well, Die Hard is not.
I think I've seen Scrooged at least 5 times in the last week. Scrooged with Bill Murray, Daddy's Home 2.
So Mark doesn't agree with.
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Hey, Coach, would you like to nominate Mark as your eye chart of the week?
Yeah.
No, I'm
The
a big
Christmas
fan,
story. It
obviously.
begins
He's
and
not
ends
gonna
with the
bring
Christmas
Trevor.
story. That's the Christmas.
I like when he does. I agree with that. The Christmas story is a classic. That thing runs on. I used to run on TBS for this all day. You're like, okay, if I miss it, I'll watch it here. I like when he whips out the eye chart. He needs to do it on road games too. And so I appreciate that.
It's in the plan.
We might be planning a road game to see you guys. TBA to be announced.
Okay, I can already piece it together.
We'll make it happen here, Coach. Final thing before we let you go here. We talked to a lot of the student athletes, a lot of the other coaches about supporting other USD athletic events. What is your favorite non-basketball USD athletic sport to go attend? And when are we, the four of us, getting together and going and watching that sport?
You guys are putting me in a tough spot here. I love everybody. ELE, man. ELE. I like them all. I mean, I wish we could enjoy football a little bit more, as you guys know. I mean, those, that's officials, that's unofficials. I mean, we had 8 unofficials. We had a slew of, our officials, and then we had, a couple one-offs. So I don't get to enjoy them as much as possible. Volleyball is outstanding to go to. Men's basketball is really fun. I've been thinking about those guys a lot. I know they're going through it, and texting with Petey. I mean, he's just had a slew of injuries, and I just feel awful for them. And their system is so fun to watch, and it's really special about the athletic department, just because everybody's offices are so close, and so Leanne and Petey and football, we see a little bit, but they've been awesome. I mean, they've actually met with a couple of our recruits. I know, family members, and so they had a great year this year, and made an unbelievable run at the end. And I mean, I know I saw before we got on, we were talking about I was going to mention all the tweets of everybody coming back. It's remarkable for the program that has been built here. And so I wouldn't say one in particular. I usually stay in the indoor ones. It's like I love football in the dome. We don't have to get into the the weather outside. But we have so many great programs, soccer, track and field. I mean, we have so many great coaches here. But I usually stay on the indoor, probably because my office is there, so it's easy to go to. And so then we see volleyball and men's basketball all the time, and have so much respect for both of their programs. And so you just get the fun interactions. And I do appreciate whoever dropped it off. I do appreciate the magnet that was put on the front of my I got that, man. That's sitting there, a friend of a friend. I like that. So I was about that. I don't know who made that. I don't know who put that or who decided that. Mark, was that you?
Mark made it.
Okay, Mark.
I left it on your door. Yeah. Yep.
I was like, okay. I didn't see that on everybody else's door, so I'm like, you guys suck. I'm just kidding. Okay, man, if you don't see that, are you like X'd out of the? I was like, just sits there. I thought that was actually we came back for maybe Bradley, so kind of a tough game, and then you look down, and you're like, okay, I feel a little bit better here. So appreciate that. I meant to shout that out too.
We're gonna hit you up. You're going to either tennis this spring with us, or you're gonna go to softball with us. We're gonna make you do.
Spring's a busy time. Spring's a busy time, man.
You're doing it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make this happen. We're locking you in right now.
Softball game.
Softball games are always.
Probably need to take you guys. I probably need to do that for you guys, and then buy you a couple cold beverages, right? That would for all the stuff you guys do. I think you guys should get free drinks, but that's just me. I mean, I think you guys would be even better over there.
Well, maybe if Mark
free waters, right?
Free beers at games.
Yes.
Mark,
maybe
stealing
your beers. There you. Oh, Charlie's spilling some beers.
What now?
Oh yeah, this was the thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Charlie. Yeah. If Charlie keeps spilling beers for Mark, we'll get some free drinks.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think you guys would be a leader if you guys just had your own little beverage area right there. I mean, how elite would you guys be? Because you guys would start drifting down by the opponent's bench, and who knows what's even being said. I'm all for that. I think home environment should make you feel like you're not wanted, right? I mean, Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
Not to
good
make
idea.
a pitch, but AD Schemmel, the Howling Podcast Landing, it could be like a beer garden or the Howling Podcast Beer Garden. I don't know.
out in the
That
outfield.
would be pretty cool. You guys could go live too. I mean,
Oh,
at
yeah.
least before the game.
We've
probably
talked
don't
about
need to be during. Maybe during the game. But yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
They're solid
Well,
ideas.
Coach, we really appreciate you joining us tonight. It's been awesome. We're gonna hang out this spring, I guarantee that. But hopefully after we're cutting down the nets in Sioux Falls, that's the plan. But we'll make it happen.
Nets. And when we cut down nets, we'll be doing a lot of fun. I always joked with
There
our
we
old.
go.
We had a neighbor. We had a neighbor at our last team at Kearney. We had a chance to win the whole thing. And the running joke was, he goes, what would you guys do? I was like, I'm not a big go out and, do a bunch of crazy stuff. But I'm like, there'd probably be a 2-week span where I probably wouldn't be doing much. And then we joked about building. He had a pool, and our neighbor was unbelievable. And we were going to build a lazy river like this. Let's just build a lazy river. We'll never have to, you win a natty, you never have to do anything ever again in your life. And so that would be kind of, I've always, you have goals as programs and stuff. And again, it goes back to the rich tradition of this place. That's something obviously that's, something that you would like to do here. And going to an NCAA tournament, I think is just, it's bigger than anything. I mean, you guys have been a part of it and had some unbelievable memories here. And so, but we got a long ways to go before that. It'll be here before we know it. I can't believe we're already chatting and it's, in the first semester and you guys are recapping and getting ready for league play, which I know you guys love. I mean, you guys are ready for the summit, and now we got everybody kind of done with football, and so now we can in volleyball, so now we can really focus on basketball, which our fan support and just it's unbelievable. I mean, I'm telling you guys, when we were at a Pepperdine, I was like, dude, this place is. I was like, I keep telling Kara, this is different, man. We got people, that are flying in to watch, and it wasn't just parents. I mean. We had boosters, and it's just like this place is. I don't know. You guys make it why it's so special. So I want to thank you guys for that. So,
well, thank you, Coach. We appreciate having you around and having you as a friend of the show.
Official.
How many times two? I mean, what's the record here? Have you brought anybody on 3 or 4 times?
Just Dr. O, I think.
Dr. O, yeah.
John Thayer maybe is a 3-timer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Jeez, I got some
You're
work
up
to
there
do.
though.
Yep, you're definitely up there on the list.
We have like
appreciate
the SNL thing, the 5-timers club, where we actually give you like a robe jacket. So as soon as you get to 5, we'll get that for you. Well,
That means that means we will be here for a long time, which would be a good thing. So,
So far, so good.
Well, we're looking forward to conference season starting up here in a short time. You guys enjoy the holiday break, and we're looking forward to catching up with you again soon, Coach.
Absolutely. I tell Mark, I still need the shirt sizes for the kiddos. I mean,
Yep. I'll get that to you.
We got patience to sign some stuff, and I know that the kiddos enjoyed, and so
their favorite player.
She's awesome. She was texting me the other day. She's like, "Am I your favorite?" I'm like, "I don't know. Get me going, so maybe."
I thought you were going to get us some shirts.
I get you guys some shirts. I can get you guys some shirts. I would rather do that. I'm telling you, I'm about getting you guys own beverage cart and your own row. I'm more about that than I am anything.
These are really good ideas. Really good.
I mean, you guys would be elite. You guys are already elite, but you guys would become really elite. You'd be
clip it.
You may be able to do. You may be able to do the score. I mean, it's.
Oh well, thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach. Great to see you.
Merry Christmas.
Yep, appreciate you guys. Yep, Merry Christmas to you all as well. Have a great holiday. See ya.
Oh man,
he's awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. So that's all. No, I'm just kidding. We got a little more stuff to cover, guys. Jordan, what's up next?
Well, as you guys know, as our listeners know, new sponsor of the show, the Player of the Week segment, Dairy Queen of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids, has their new holiday treat menu. This has been around for a few weeks now. The Holiday Nog Shake, the Frosted Sugar Cookie Blizzard, and the Peppermint Bark Blizzard. Definitely had a frosted sugar cookie blizzard again this last week. Have you guys gotten out to do the holiday nog shake yet?
I skipped the nog shake, but I did do the sugar cookie blizzard. That's where it's at.
It's good.
I would do
It's
it
good.
again.
No, and so special thanks to Dairy Queen, Vermilion, Hartford, Del Rapids for sponsoring the Player of the Week. Fantastic folks over there. So if you're in those neck of the woods this holiday season, be sure to stop by and try out their new holiday menu. Now, we've only got a couple weeks left of the Alex's Lemonade Stand. I believe it closes right before the national championship game on January 5th. They're still accepting donations, so support Aiden. He's still one of the captains for Alex's Lemonade Stand, supporting research to cure childhood cancer. So if you're watching this on your computer, scan that QR code, and any free will donation, with the caption Dairy Queen, or the Howling Podcast, even if you put that in the note, we'll get you a Dairy Queen gift card. Okay, we'll get you a Dairy Queen gift card. You can donate $5, $10, 20, 200. I don't care. If you donate 200, I'll get you a couple of DQ gift cards. But under the donation display, just put your name, first name, last name, or if you've got X, just put your X handle so I can message you and get your information. But yeah, in the donation note, type in Dairy Queen or the Howling Podcast, just so we can get that to you. So we want to help Aiden, keep that lead. I think he's competing against about 15 other student athletes in this. Got a pretty sizable lead, but just a couple weeks left. And we'll get those DQ gift cards to you if you do a free will donation. I can't believe there's only like 2-3 weeks left of this.
Yeah, it's flying by.
It's insane.
News and notes, Mark.
LJ Phillips has been named to multiple All-American teams. One of them, he was a second teamer. I'm not following that publication anymore. Obviously, he's a first-team All-American. He also entered the portal. It's the world we live in. Charles Pierre Jr., Keandre Jones-Logan, Jacob A-Rob, RJ Stewart, Mikey Munn, among the many, many who announced they were returning next season to the football team. So if you haven't seen that, check out social media. They were all posting they're back. Always nice to see. So a lot of nice pieces coming back. And as Chad mentioned earlier, the tennis schedule has been announced. A lot of great opportunities for home matches up in Sioux Falls before it gets warm, and they have a couple in Vermilion. Chad, you've been over that schedule. How many losses are on that schedule? Not many.
I'm not seeing any. I think it's undefeated season. So
Right. I agree. Ratings are in for the USD Montana football games, the quarterfinal. 1.9 million people tuned into that game. So it's a big number. And as Jordan mentioned.
Oh, sorry, Mark. I don't know. The article that Sam Herder put out, I mean, the ratings of the semifinals just shattered. It's been years since the FCS has seen ratings like this for the semi.
And I think they'll keep going up because I think people are going to realize.
Good or bad.
This is where real football is still being played, at least for now.
Well, let's talk about some of the stuff that happened here. Jordan, take us through the women's basketball game versus Pepperdine.
Yeah, so this was out in Malibu. Attendance 261. I sincerely doubt there were that many people there, but a good contingent of Coyote fans out in California. This game was played at Firehouse. Yotes lose 65-73 to Pepperdine. That dropped them to 8-4 on the season.
73-65.
65-73, like I said. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I see. Was able to watch a little bit of this. Just Yotes trailed by, what's the math there? 35-29 at half, kept it close. And then I think, Pepperdine just pulled away at the end.
There was a little rally there in the fourth. We had it down to 5-4. Just couldn't quite get that bucket to get it within a possession. And as Coach mentioned, Pepperdine's pretty good. Got some length, and we just didn't shoot it as well as we probably would have liked. So 31.9% for the game from the field, 28% from three, and nice free throw percentage, 14-17. On the flip side, Pepperdine shoots 46 for the field, 53% from three-pointers, and shot a couple more free throws than we did. So, or made a couple, I should say. Tight game that could win either way, really.
Yep, just a couple more inside the arc shots. Season low in turnovers, 7 turnovers. According to the notes, we're 0-2 against Pepperdine. We have not beaten Pepperdine as a program.
Put them on the schedule.
I won't stand
Put them on
for
the
this.
schedule.
Put them on the
That's
schedule.
good.
Get them
Home
up
and
to
home.
Verm.
Yeah, bring them to South Dakota. Let's
And
play
then see what happens.
here. Yeah.
Can we call, what's a female jabroni? Bring the
So I was going to ask Coach if Elise Turbiates, just amazing, 19 points in this one.
Yeah.
Ever since that Wyoming game, when I may have said something, I don't know if they clipped that. I was going to ask Coach if they clipped that and showed it to her. But she's been up near double-digit rebounds every game since then as well. So 7 rebounds in this one. Angie, phenomenal, 13 points in this one, doing a great job. And then 3 steals as well. And then Patience with 11 points in this one as well. So, good job by the Yotes overall. Then turn around the next day, play UT Rio Grande Valley in front of 78 folks. Was not on TV either, right?
No, it was not.
And this one took it to them. Okay, started out right away, first quarter, 16-10 lead. Halftime, put some more on them. And then that third quarter, putting up 25 points. And just finish it out. I mean, if this is the old Continental Basketball Association, the Yotes win all 4 quarters, all 4 quarter points in this one. Yep. Phenomenal performance out there in Firestone Fieldhouse in Malibu.
I know it's not going to be my eye chart, but Mark, you tweeted this out. If you're going to host an event, broadcast the other, like it's one thing. If you're going to host a Malibu Invitational, whatever it was called, have some sort of stream with partnering with the local radios. Right. It's ridiculous that the Pepperdine game were the only ones that were available to stream.
Yep, I agree.
Right.
In 2025, a D1 basketball institution hosting a tournament or whatever this was called. Like, we don't just give us a scorebug and some video. That's all we really, that's the bare minimum. I'd be happy with that.
I mean, if they've got enough money to bring in some players, sure they can do the same thing that we do on the GoYotes.com stream.
That's
like just hook up a camera to the. Anyways, I digress. Stats.
The stat that sticks out to me is UTRG ESPN FBI's field goal percentage, 22% from the game. Like that's really good defense. And this is one of those games we mentioned earlier where we had more total rebounds than. I don't even know what their mascot is called, but
defending and rebounding are a must.
Yeah.
We just dominated this game. And obviously we had to listen to Jerry P, who did a great job on the radio call. So he painted the picture beautifully.
Yep. This was a great bounce back win.
Angie finished with 24 in this one. Molly Joyce had 12 for the Yotes, and then Elise had 9 and 7 rebounds. You can also see that Patience Williams had 7 rebounds in this one. Josie Hill had double digits, led the Yotes with 10 rebounds, and Alex Flattery also had 9 rebounds in this one. So really great performance, 49 total rebounds for the Yotes in this one, including 15 offensive. Coach mentioned earlier, probably as many, if not more, offensive rebounds so far on this season than the Yotes had all of last season. So great job kind of making that happen this season. Any final comments on this one, guys?
That was good to get that kind of that convincing win here going into the Christmas break, and then we're into the Summit League. So,
all right. Yep. Well, the men hosted Dakota State on Wednesday night. It was at 0:00. I don't know what that means.
Allegedly, this game happened. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. But this one was an interesting game. Yotes trailed at halftime, 39-33. And then second half kind of turned it on there, and we're able to pull away with that 47-32, outscoring them in the second half to get the 80-71 victory on Wednesday night. And you can see some of the statistics here. Mark?
Yeah, Yotes shot pretty well, almost 50% from the field, 49% from the field. Went to the free throw line a ton again, as kind of the style we've been playing, attacking the rim. Missed 16 free throws. That kind of stood out to me as I was watching the game. Felt like we were missing a lot of free throws. Obviously, 16 misses is probably too many. But I think overall, Dakota State, they played South Dakota State earlier in the season and gave them a game. And I think Dakota State proved that was not a fluke. Like they're pretty good. Number 31 for them. We didn't have an answer for him. I don't know. How many points did he have?
I might be butchering the last name, so sorry.
Yeah, he had an amazing game, and overall, Dakota State played really, really well. Not a typical non-D1 game for sure.
Yeah. The cyber operations program up there is spectacular, apparently, for basketball talent. Some of the other individual stats here: Isaac Bruns finished with 23 points. Friend of the show, Cameron Fens, had 13 and 11. Guys, that's called a double-double.
Double-dub.
So is that like a friend of the show bump here?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a real thing. And that we should have mentioned that to Coach. That he's going to have an awesome day tomorrow. He just didn't know it yet. So, yeah, that's a real thing.
It's kind of like the reverse Madden jinx. You come on the show or you're scheduled to, you're going to have a great week.
Correct. Yep, that's science.
It's science. And I think that kind of trickles down to comments too. If you participate in the show, you're going to have a great week. It's proven. It's science.
Well, then
we tweeted out. It's
Saturday
science.
morning, the Yotes went to Manhattan, Kansas, and took on the Kansas State Wildcats. And this one did not end out favorably for the Yotes.
No
Kansas
buzzer
State
beater for the Yotes in this one.
Victorious 106-76 in this one, in front of just over 7,000 fans down there. As far as some of the statistics here, you can see teams are just shooting the lights out against USC right now. Look at the field goal percentage there, 62.1%, 50% from three-point range, and 75% from the free throw line for Kansas State in this one.
41 made field goals is just – that was one of those games where you're watching and like, are we going to freaking miss?
Yeah.
It was like there were a lot of contested shots. Frustrating.
I foolishly mentioned last week on the show that this might be one of the signature wins for the Yotes because Kansas State was struggling a little bit. And obviously they got over that nonsense and just shot the lights out. You mentioned the field goal percentage, guys. The last 5 games, field goal percentage against for the Yotes, as seen on the screen here, Kansas State 62%, Dakota State 49.2, Prairie View A&M 51, Wyoming 62.5, and Northern Colorado 59% from the field. So not a great trend for the Yotes. And I know Jake Brack got hurt. He didn't play in this game. Sounds like he might be out for a little bit. Shea Eberwine, John Thayer mentioned on the radio pregame, he was suspended for detrimental to the team conduct. I don't know how long that's going to be. So they're definitely shorthanded and like Coach Devin said, feel bad for him. Really,
But we're gonna blame this loss on Mark because obviously Jerome Tang, head coach of Kansas State, watches the show last week. Clipped the video and said, "Hey, this guy thinks that they're gonna come up here and beat us." Yeah. So Mark went.
There might be another Kansas State fan later in the show who's going to mention me as well.
Oh yeah. We can't forget a fan submission here.
Individual scoring goes. Isaac Bruns led the Yotes with 19 in this one. Cam Fens following on that friend 11, of the show.
7 of 11 from the field. Much like Lorenzo Fenner on the football team Give them the ball. Right?
Yeah. Feed him.
Feed them.
And Jesse McIntosh also had 15 in this one for the Yotes.
He had a really nice second half.
Yep. So some things to build on after Christmas here for the Yotes. Trying to find out who we are right now, right? I think with the injuries, with the different things going on, figuring that out is going to be the biggest thing for Coach Peterson, and just seeing what's happening there.
Yeah, the Christmas break probably comes at a decent time there to make some adjustments here.
Yep.
Jordan, how about our player of the week?
Yes, once again, this week's The Howling Podcast Player of the Week is brought to you by our friends at Dairy Queen. This week, none other than Angie Robles. 13 points, 3 steals against Pepperdine, 24 points, 3 steals on 60% from the field against UTRGVSA FBI. So once again, thanks to Dairy Queen of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids. The Howling Podcast Player of the Week, Angie Robles.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Congrats, Angie. Can we get the applause?
Yeah. It's always great when we have the friends of the show. So, yes, let's go ahead and do it again. So, say friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Angie Robles, Player of the Week, presented by Dairy Queen. There we go.
Okay.
Most valuable Howling podcaster.
All right. What's coming up this week, Mark?
Mainly what's coming up this week is Christmas on the 25th of December, as it is every year. Also on Sunday, men's basketball have a game against Marty to start figuring things out and how we're going to adjust to the manpower we currently have. So that'll be an important game for them.
So enjoy Christmas, and hey, Jesus.
Happy birthday to you and yours.
Oh my gosh.
Nicely done.
Excellent, Chad. Excellent.
All right. Well,
friend of the show.
I think we made it.
Friend of the show, future friend of the show.
Future friend of the show. We don't know. Let's go ahead. And like we always do about this time.
And that's just what they wanted to do there. And all things considered, again, as you see the iChart cardboard cutout, how appropriate.
Through the review, the iChart made its way to the video board. It really injected some energy.
Our own Mark Wendt is famous for holding up that iChart at men's and women's basketball games. When officials make questionable calls, we go ahead and give our iChart moments of the week for questionable calls that either happen during games or in life. This past week, our iChart of the week nominees were Sit Down Fans, which was kind of a didn't happen last week, but Mark took it and ran with it and then pleaded his way to a victory over Tarleton State, which was a worthy nominee, and the Roosevelt Pep Band, which was just a complete utter failure by our friend Nicole. And so we're going to go ahead and give Mark the victory this week. So Mark, you had over 73% due to your pandering of those 12,000 votes.
Dominated you guys. I mean, that's embarrassing, really. My iChart of the week is going to go to the social media company formerly known as Twitter, now known as X. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Chad, if you could go one more slide, I have some visuals here for us. So if you go on your Twitter app or your X app and go up to the top there where it says following, there's a drop-down menu there. I don't know if you guys knew this. I'm sure many people do not, because I didn't for a long time. And that will bring up a menu where you can choose whether you want to follow most recent or something called popular. I don't know who gets to decide what's popular, but long story short here is I just want to see, I follow people for a reason because I'd like to interact with them and I would like to see their posts and tweets. Why we're making this so hard is really frustrating to me. Like, I can go to the Howling Podcast Twitter account, make a post, switch back to my personal account, and I can't find the Howling Podcast post. I have to search the Howling Podcast to see the post. I find it super annoying. I would just like to see the posts of the people I follow. So my eye chart of the week goes to Elon Musk and X/Twitter. Do better.
It's quite refreshing to switch over to the following versus For You.
Yeah.
Am I up? Okay. In the spirit of Christmas and the holiday season, my eye chart of the week is going to Kate and Peter McAllister for their just unreal neglect and emotional mistreatment of Kevin in the Home Alone franchise. I mean, you got emotional abuse, Kevin constantly being bullied, belittled, tormented by his siblings, parents just not doing anything about it. They turn to Kevin like, you're the problem. I mean, let's not even get started on Uncle Frank. What a jerk. He's a jerk. Lack of oversight. You got the chaotic prep for the trip. Okay, they lose track of Kevin in the attic. What are you doing? Blame and dismissal. Then after all the incidents, the parents, especially the dad, doesn't even acknowledge what happened. Okay, and the mother denies anything wrong. So, Pete and Kate McAllister, they get my eye chart of the week. Just awful. Hashtag Team Kevin.
You get it all out? You good?
I'm good. Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
All right. Timely reference there. My eye chart of the week this week goes to South Dakota athletic administrators not using the GoBound app to update times, scores, and statistics in a timely fashion. There is a single app that the state of South Dakota activities directors use to keep track of their scheduling. It's called the GoBound, gobound.com, I believe it is. It's linked to directly from the South Dakota High School Activities Association website, in which every single high school puts their schedule, including times and records in there. And it's nice, but it has so many other features that South Dakota administrators and coaches do not utilize, including things like statistics. As someone who covers high school games in the state of South Dakota, it would be extremely nice if I could get access to accurate game times as well as updated high school statistics without having to email every single coach that I'm trying to cover during that week and waiting for them to respond with an email with their updated statistics. If all of it was only available on a website that actually exists already, it would be much easier to utilize. High School Activities Association members not utilizing the GoBound app, you get my eye chart of the week.
It's not going to win, but
it's legit, guys. It's legit. I had 3 coaches not even email me back this past week. Okay, when I'm trying to cover your game and highlight your teams, it's very difficult to do this.
Fair. Before we go here, Steve Carlson, SID at the University of South Dakota. Love the guy, love the people that work for him. We utilize his folks a lot to get guests on the show, but Steve's family is an Army guy, Army family. He mentioned he tracked me down several times over the past couple of weeks and told me go Army, beat Navy. So I just wanted to let Steve know the commander-in-chief is still still with Navy. So go Navy, beat Army, Steve. Maybe next year. Clip it.
That's why I was being silent, because I want you to clip that so you can.
Yeah, that'll get. We'll have football guests on for sure now.
Mark, me,
Jordan.
I'll do it this week.
Okay.
Before I get going here, someone did reach out to me and asked me how we got these folks to sponsor us. They are not a sponsor. We're just doing this because we think it's important. So 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you need help with anything mental health related, you're thinking about doing something that you might regret, reach out 24/7, 365. You can call them, you can text them, you can chat with them. Someone will be there. That's a great starting point if you need that help. So great resource, and use it. You matter.
Special thanks to our title sponsor, 19 Brewing Company in Vermilion, right on Main Street there, across from the Eagles Club. Next time you're in Verm, stop by. Excellent on-tap beers, local brews, excellent food. We got the cheeseburger egg rolls, right, guys? Is that the that's the money? That's the money maker. Stop in, tell them the Howling Podcast sent you. Cannot thank their sponsorship. Can't thank Katie enough. 19 Brewing Company for sponsoring the show this year. And thank you to our new sponsor of the Player of the Week segment, Dairy Queen of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids. Special thanks to them for joining the show this year.
Bring back the ultimate.
And as always, the Howling Podcast is proudly produced by the Wakanda Peach Company out of Burbank, South Dakota. Wakanda Peach Company, where all your peach dreams come true. That's a wrap, folks. We will try to do better next week. Very special episode next week. So be sure to.
Awesome.
Next week's awesome. Stay tuned. More info to come throughout the week. Have a great week, everybody. And as always, go Yotes.
Go Yotes.
Go Yotes. Merry Christmas.
Let's go! 3 idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runza sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but Bill. Oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened.
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson of USD.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.